Hi, I'm here with Tony Buttino, the co-creator of the show Reading Rainbow. So, Mr. Buttino, how long has Reading Rainbow been on the air?
Reading Rainbow was on the first program, was broadcast in 1983, so we've been on the air, some 20 years. But I should say prior to that, in our Buffalo area, we had done some pilots for about 5 years before we got into the program.
Okay. Where did the idea come from?
The idea actually came from some people in the Buffalo area, at the public station in Buffalo, when they realized that youngsters were not reading as much as they should over the summer months. So we did our piloting here in the Buffalo area with various educators that wanted to see a project like this work. Mm-hmm.
Was it tough to get the show started?
It was pretty tough because if people think about 20 or 25 years ago, there was not an opportunity to use books on television. It was not heard of at that time. Television and books did not go well together. Now, as you probably know, there are many books that are put on television, and it's a lot easier now to get a book on television. So earlier on, it was difficult.
How did LeVar Burton get involved?
Actually, we hired some producers in New York City, and they saw LeVar Burton on one of those commercial programs, $25,000 Pyramid or something like that, and they really thought he was the kind of person that could do a good job as the host. So our producers talked to LeVar and actually found out that his mother was an English teacher, and LeVar liked the idea of doing something like this. So we brought him on for one program, we brought him on for a pilot, and he's been with us ever since.
How did you select the books you profile?
Well, the books are very important, as you know. First of all, they have to have good illustrations so that we can use them on television, the color, etc. They have to be available to the youngsters in the audience. In other words, if we put a book on television and youngsters are interested in seeing and reading those books, they have to be printed and made available to them. And another criteria is that they have to be at the second grade level. We think it's very important that youngsters in the second grade, that's a pivotal time, and it's very important that they get excited about reading. So we have teachers read the books to make sure that it's at that particular level. Those are some of the criteria.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What makes a book a Reading Rainbow book?
Well, a Reading Rainbow book, of course, is like a lot of books, and I just mentioned the criteria for using some of those. But we try to, our producers and the people that we've hired to put the program together, try to find a book that we could build a theme around. As you know, it's a half-hour program, and we try to find some book, and we have some creative people that will think about the book and say, well, we could do this. The book about the Chinese author and illustrator. We went to Chinatown and we talked to a fellow who was a sculptor in doing some Chinese craft work. So there are a lot of thought that goes into selecting a book that's a Reading Rainbow book. A lot of it is what kind of ideas can we do on a television program, but that's a half hour long.
What kind of response have you gotten from schools across the country?
Well, we know that the people, the youngsters, and the parents that watch the program are motivated to read the book. We have statistics from Publishers Weekly magazine that shows that if there's a book on Reading Rainbow, it automatically goes into what they call a paperback. So the printers and the publishers know that when a book is selected, that a lot of youngsters watch it. So we've had, I'm sure, millions of youngsters across the country view the series. We have most of them interested in reading the book once the program is over. So the response has been terrific.
I've heard you won some awards. Can you tell me a little about them?
Yes, I'm retired now, but when I was the co-executive producer for the series, we won the Emmy Award for Outstanding Children's Program 5 times. And that was a joy. That was the daytime Emmy program. And in fact, this is one of the Emmys here. And it says Outstanding Children's Series, Reading Rainbow. Tony Buttino, executive producer. And that was in 1996. So we continue to win awards like that. But the important thing is that these awards bring some attention to the program and that maybe more of the parents and youngsters are watching it.
I'm glad to find out that Reading Rainbow is coming back for a new season. But it was a bit of a battle this year getting funding, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. If you saw LeVar Burton, who accepted the award this year, he talked to the audience out there and said, we are having some problems and that this might be the last year for Reading Rainbow. Since he mentioned that, we have gotten some companies that have called the public stations. We've gotten some response from people about keeping the program on the air, and hopefully we'll get a sponsor or an underwriter that can help us keep the program going.
What can we, or parents and teachers, do to help in the future?
The best thing you can do, and it's happening based on your last question, people are calling and writing to the public station, telling the public stations that they like Reading Rainbow and they want to keep it on. And they hope that they could find some funding for the series. So I think that's the best thing. Let the stations in the area know, because they are the ones who might talk to PBS about some underwriting and give us the opportunity to continue the series. So we hope and we're looking forward to that happening again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colin. Enjoyable.